Okay, can you hear me now? I think you can hear me now. I don't know what just happened with that. I think I fixed it here. I think I fixed it here. At the beginning of this meeting, I said I'm kind of a newbie with this Zoom thing. Okay, you can hear me now. So I got enough time to run through this again. So and listen, I want to thank you for coming out. I told you at the beginning of it, we have a Black Tech STL Facebook group. We have a Black Tech STL group. It's on, you can go to www.blacktechstl.com. And yeah, you can join the group. And we have parties. We just had a Tech and Chill event. You can look up all that. It's pretty fun. And right now we're just talking about how to use Python and just getting started with Python. And we're going to be giving out some free resources at the end. In the chat already, this is the copy of my book. Actually, it's a Python book, Beginner's Guide to Python for Geniuses, and it's free right now. All I ask is you leave a review and continue to support the movement. And yeah, we're gonna get going. So I'm sorry about the hiccup, but we're here. So let's go. So I talked about how Python is an interpreted, object-oriented, high-level programming language, which uses dynamic semantics. Similar to I don't know if you ever used Arduino, but it's similar to, it's kind of different. Like when you use an Arduino, you coding with C++, they have a lot of code that you got to write before you can actually get down to building something. Python is a little different in the sense of with the dynamic semantics, it lets you build data structures and use dynamic typing and dynamic binding, which make it attractive for rapid application and development. So we're going to talk about how that comes into play. What I did was I showed how the many uses of Python. So we talked about how Python is general purpose for web development and building web applications. Some of the top websites that you know, like Google, well, not Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they all use Python and Django for their websites. So it's great for websites. It's also great for scientific computing and data science, also machine learning. I'll give you an example of how machine learning and startups, we can use kind of cluster both of them because I don't know if we're kind of pressed for time, but so how startups and machine learning can kind of learn through Python. I gave this example. Let me click out of here. I gave this example of I'm actually building an Alexa app. I have a startup and I build different type of apps with my Alexa. And it just so happened that right now I'm using Python to build an Alexa app. So I'm going to run this example right quick. And with the machine learning, it actually, you can program it and you can program with Python to learn as it goes. So Python can take your data and adjust to the data based on the conditions given. They use this type of technology on the spacecraft out of space.
Hello, this is the computer version of Edward speaking through Alexa. Python can show you how to mix audio, bind data, use conditional expressions, sequence speech components, and incorporate SSML tags into your audio response. I'm happy I can help out with this part of the presentation.
Okay, that's that. As you see, you can use Python to develop many things, such as apps, websites, plenty different things. So that's the implications of what's Python used for. It's a high-level programming language, object-oriented, which means that it actually goes off objects that you can build, especially when you're doing websites and things like that. So the career outlook, right? The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, has projected a 21% growth in employment for software developers from 2018 to 2028. So I'll show you how this looks because I did some research myself just for this specific presentation. Since I knew I was going to do it, I wanted to get specific data for what's going on. Also, anyone that's here, can you guys give me a show of where exactly are you guys located? Where are you guys located? If in St. Louis, then here's going to be some good news. Since you're interested in learning Python, here's some good news. I looked up local St. Louis jobs who want requirements of Python, and look at this: bachelor's degree in information systems, Python, SAS, ability to develop front and report in Excel. Basically, this job here. So let's see how much they want. This is $64,000 to $72,000 a year. That's just to know Python. And let me see. I brought up another one here. I just want to show you guys the career implications. So here, what was this? Let me see. Okay, let me do this one here. I want to make sure that we got this going here. Okay. So look, here's a geographer with a geographic information systems for the U.S. military. This is on Scott Air Force Base, which is not far from here. Scott Air Force Base is maybe about 20, 30 minutes away from St. Louis, downtown. Salary $78,000 to $100,000 a year, right here. And look, let's look at this. Requirements. Really, not much. They don't even require, they just need you to be a U.S. citizen and experienced in software development, specifically Python. So with this book, you can get the skills needed to earn over $100,000 a year. So let's go back to the slide, you guys. Let's get back to it. And as you see, here's a chart showing the different areas of which you can learn Python and what you will be making in those areas. So here in Missouri, as you see, we have a 100 to 100K. In Illinois, it's 100K plus, and we just seen that. And I've actually been hearing a lot about how Illinois has like really good jobs, really good benefits. So that's something you could be looking at. Let's go to the next slide. So since you know, I'm sorry, I want to show you also tools to how you learn Python for free. So getting started with Python, you definitely want to download the newest version of Python. You want to go to python.org, right? And I'm going to run down these lists of things, and I'm going to show you how to download Python. And I'm not sure if you downloaded the book already, but with the book, you can get that. It shows you all examples. And I'm going to try to do this every week. So we're starting off with this is how you learn how to do it. You get started, the career implications. And next week, we're going to start getting into like really trying to break down examples and show you how I use Python. So Microsoft has a free Python tutorial. If you go to Microsoft.com and then modules, they have an intro to Python, which teaches you a lot about Python. Google also has a Google free Python tutorial. All you have to do is go to developers.google.com/Python, and they'll give you a free Python tutorial. And another thing, which is going to be very important, is my Python book, Python for Beginners, A Genius Guide to Python Programming. It's free right now on Amazon. We all should download it and go for it. So when you get done using all of those things, it's several different ways you can start using Python. One of the ways that I want to show you real quick is like this. I'm going to do a little bit of code. Can you still see my screen? Hopefully you can. I'm going to write a little bit of code here, do a little if statement. The name of this website, just in case, but if you want to know a good IDE to use for Python, download PyCharms. After you download the latest version, I think it's 3.9, go to python.org, download the latest version of Python, then you can use PyCharms. But if you don't have the access to PyCharms and the downloading, you can always go to a website like programmiz.com, and they let you use this main Python online compiler. And let me show you the type of things you can do with this. I'm going to do a simple if statement. I'm going to explain what this is in a second. Where's this website? I'm a terrible speller, by the way. And the reason why I'm a terrible speller, because I'm really a writer at heart. And I write so fast. that it's almost like sometimes I just don't even care about the spelling of stuff. So if you ever see me, if you join the group and you ever see me spelling stuff wrong, please don't jump on me. So what I did was I created this. This is a basic if statement. So if statements is giving the computer a program to execute. If you do this, then this happens. This is also called the else statement right here. This is an else statement. An else statement is given another implication. But if this happens, then that happens. So I'll show you how this works. I put if the number equals 5, then if it's greater or if the number is greater or lesser than 30, then you have passed. If else, you have not passed. The number I got is 5, so let's see what happens. You have not passed. Why haven't you passed? Because it's not greater. But if we put up a number like 100, you pass. That's basic programming right there. That's basic. Of course, you can use this simple if statement to make complex programs using Python. Let me see if we have any questions here. Okay. So basically, I want to say, hold on, what time is it? I want to say that if we have any questions, I would love to answer them, but I just really feel like Python is a really good language to know, and I actually am an advocate of it because I use it in my own programs to do my own business thing. So I really, and let me show you PyCharms, the way around PyCharms right here. So when you download PyCharms, you can instantly download PyCharms and get to started too. That's the one of the preferred ways to start using Python. So yeah, this is what it was. I just wanted to give everyone a basic introduction to how to get started with Python. And I'm going to leave all of these good ways to get started with Python right in the chat. Let me leave this for you here. And I'll give you a time here to actually write down or copy all of those free Python tutorials. And guess what? If you want to come back next week, you have a great friend in me who will we can go through stuff together as opposed to breaking down examples and really getting started. I'm not sure if you're here for career, startup, business, hobby, whatever it is. Everyone in Black Tech STL, we're all at different stages. We do different stuff. Like sometimes we have back to school things that we do. We have after school programs that we do for the kids in the inner city. So part of it is just teaching people about this because as you see, it's high level. It's people getting jobs of 100,000 to 200,000 in certain areas. Let me see. 200,000 in certain areas. And yeah, it's just something that I feel like the community can benefit from. And I really want to be able to offer it for the community. So if that's all, if you have everything, I just wanted to make sure that everyone got access to this information. And yeah. Any questions? Well, since we have no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the chat. But I just want to say thank you for coming out. And I hope you can reach out to me. I'm going to leave my social media. I'm going to leave all of my social media here for you. Follow me. And let's get to know each other, man. We really can. We got a whole Black Tech STL movement going. We have, just different events that we throw. Would love for you to come out. Would love to see you there and just interact with people, network, and also spread the knowledge of coding and technology throughout the whole St. Louis and really just turn it into one of the big tech hubs of the country.